Welcome to the Video Game Travel Agency, where we would try to show you all the wonderful locations that you can travel to with us. We have complimentary drinks and snacks. They did what to the coffee? So, no catering? Just sit back, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy the wonderful places that you'll have a blast visiting. Our first destination is Town Square. Being in the center of a lovely, historic town like this one is always lots of fun. The restaurants here have access to some of the freshest meat you can find, so this is a must visit for any foodie. You can also watch the brave matadors
Run.
take on that which few others dare to. Fans of architecture and history are also going to have a lot to enjoy here, with the fort having stood for a long time and helped keep the town safe from invaders. Look, I'm a travel agent, not a historian, but that's why you should come visit so that you can find out the history of this place for yourself. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the greenery they got going on here with these green spaces here on top of the roofs and the vines hanging off the buildings and towers. It's a great blend of nature and man-made structures. Anyways, let's move on to our next destination. Our next stop on your amazing vacation package will be Crystal Glacier. This is one of the coolest places on our tour. We've got the gentle falling snow, not to mention the giant hunk of ice around us called the glacier. So make sure you've got some room in your bags for a warm coat. Just like our last stop, there's lots of history here at Crystal Glacier. Here on this wall, we can see some ancient cave paintings from past civilizations millennia ago, depicting animals. Whether this is a record of a hunt, or maybe a telling of a prophecy, or some sort of legend of a deity, we may truly never know. However, just as with any art, while you don't need to know the intention of the artist to find your own meaning in it, trying to put yourself in the mindset of the artist millennia ago who drew this can reveal so many things about our own. Oh, you just doodled this when you were bored? Well, don't tell them that. Let's just move along to our next attraction here at Crystal Glacier, the cave tours. This is a natural ice cave that the locals give guided tours of. Now, it's crazy how nature do the thing it do. Here we can see a small preview of the cave. However, I don't want to go in too deep because I don't want to take away the experience of the tour away from you or from the local guides. This wonderful local tour guide here will be more than happy to show you everything the cave has to offer. Just look at his face, he's just dying to show you the cave and the beauty within. Other than the history and the nature of the place, one of my favorite things about it here is that it offers opportunities for peaceful reflection. Just look at this view, sitting on this cliffside, looking out of the mountains and enjoying the snow. It feels like time is standing still. Just sitting here and letting everything melt away can be a great way to relieve the stress of daily life. But enough of that, let's get moving and get to our next destination. Let's leave the cold behind and go towards some warmer places. The next place we'll enjoy on our vacation is Sunny Beach. This is a great place to shake off the cold from our previous location and trade history and learning for some good old fun in the sun and relaxation. Now, who doesn't love the feeling of the sun on their skin, the sand between their toes, and taking a dip in some nice, clean, refreshing water? Like our previous destinations, we have some great viewpoints here. Just looking out at this gorgeous ocean, clear skies, and swimming fish makes you feel 10 times lighter. One of my favorite places here in Sunny Beach is this cave here. Doesn't this look like the perfect spot to set up a barbecue after a long day of hanging out in the sun? The water is crystal clear here, just like the rest of the beach, but much cooler due to the shade. There's this nice sheltered area here with space for a grill, some tables and chairs, maybe a few coolers. Can you imagine just setting up here having a cookout with some friends? Maybe share some drinks with this friendly fellow here? Even as the day transitions to night, these windows and openings in the cave ceiling will give you a great view of the moon and the stars. Now, if you're more the adventurous type, we've got some cool underwater caves for you to explore, with some nice secluded beaches at the end. There's not quite as much room as in the cave, but still enough room for a good time. Then we've got this wide open area here for all your beach activities. It looks like a great place to play some volleyball or just, play with the beach ball, toss that around and have a good time with some people. But now that we've warmed up our blood a bit, let's go ahead and keep moving on and go on to our next stop. Our next location for relaxation is Cloud Temple. Maybe you're not a fan of swimming or sand, or you like nature, but not so much history or the cold weather. If the mountains, hiking are more your thing, we've got you covered. Now, being so high up in the mountains, the trails are gonna be, more advanced. Almost more like mountain climbing than just hiking, really. But it was another challenge, am I right? Now, one of my favorite places in this area is this little clubhouse on this cliff top or mountain top. You get a nice view of the clouds, the distant mountains, the temple, and you've got this wide open area to set up some tents, tables, and have a great time. Just don't have too good a time, since you are in a very tall cliff, you don't want to stumble down. If you're more of an intellectual, this temple also has a great library. There are scrolls with ancient wisdoms, or maybe you just want to find a good book, Don't mind the little fire guys. They're a disturbance you need to contend with, but only while you peruse, so not the end of the world. Just find what you want, then check it out, and come find somewhere a little bit calmer to read at your own leisure. Thankfully, the temple has plenty of empty rooms, or at least calmer rooms for you to read in, or feel free to grab a blanket, lay it out under the clouds, and lose yourself in the alternate reality of the pages. Now, as much as I'd love to sit here and stare off into space forever, I think it's time we keep going and go on to our next destination. If none of our destinations so far have caught your eye, maybe you're more the city slicker type, nothing wrong with that, and you'll love our next stop, Metropolis. As a robot city, getting certain amenities might be a bit hard. Robots don't need food, or beds, or bathrooms, but I'm sure a dye of motor oil, or batteries, maybe some nuts and bolts on the side wouldn't be too bad. It's just for a little bit, you'll be fine. Anywho, it'll be totally worth it to experience the nightlife of the city here. I'm sure these robots know how to throw a sick rave. With all these buildings here, even if clubs and EDM music aren't to your liking, there's gonna be lots to do. Personally, I'd love to rent one of those flying saucers and just fly that around the city. It just looks like a lot of fun. It would also be a good way to look at and appreciate the buildings and the towers, the architecture here. They look a little, you know what? Maybe let's not dwell on the towers too much. Oh, and don't mind the local fauna here. They're a little feisty, but I'm sure they mean you no harm and will leave you alone as long as you tell them you're a vegetarian. Maybe vegan even, just to be on the safe side. Anywho, Metropolis is a great city with lots to do, lots to see, lots of robots to meet. This vacation has been lots of fun so far. But let's finish strong and check out our last location. Our last stop for this vacation, I know, I don't want to go back to work either, is going to be Dragon Shores. Now, if you're familiar with the second Spyro game, you'll know that Dragon Shores is where Spyro is trying to get to from the very start of the game, before ending up having to save the world, as per usual. However, once you've saved Avalar, you get to finally have some fun with Spyro. Now, it's not much of a shore, there's just this little tide pool here that you can't dive in, but it's great for the kids. Main attractions are going to be inside here though. And once you do get inside, it's kind of your typical amusement park, but who doesn't love those? Here we've got a dunking booth where you can shoot down some enemies or bosses from the game and show them who really is boss. Over here we've got a roller coaster. Those are always thrilling and lots of fun. Another amusement park staple is the shooting gallery here. Shoot some things, get some prizes, pretty simple, pretty fun. Next, let's take a look at the Tunnel of Love. Now, I won't actually show you the inside of the tunnel because that's something you've just got to experience with your partner of choice, or brother slash sister. Maybe it's platonic love? Anywho, once you've collected enough coins from the carnival, you can pay to get into the Dragon Theater. You can get some popcorn, watch some movies, or mostly just the game cutscenes, and have a good time relaxing after a full day at the park. So that's it for our preview of our Spyro Reignited Trilogy vacation package. For booking or more information, please contact us at... What do you mean you didn't set up a number? Or email? Then how the hell do we sell the... well, anyways, if you want to have a great time, may I recommend just popping a disc into your system or downloading it from the internet. However you get your games, I hope you enjoy your time in them.